recently saw a statistic that the people that were able to spend the most marketing dollars during downturns actually have the most growth opportunities usually. I think there's some bias in that study possibly because if you have marketing dollars to spend in the downturn, you probably were already trending on an upward path. And so it's an interesting study, but I think what's interesting is that the return on investment is so key right now. I would really recommend if you're doing marketing, don't spend any dollar that you know doesn't get you a guaranteed $2 back. Don't do any gambles. Don't do any far-reaching experiments right now. Don't do any testing. Do the stuff that you've done before that works and turn the volume knob up on that. If you've had good luck with Google Ads, spend some more on Google Ads. If you had good luck with Facebook, spend some more on that. If you've never done a billboard before, now is not the time to try a brand new medium if you can help it. Stick with what works. If you've maximized that and you say, well, I can't do any more Google Ad spend, I've maxed that out and no more people are coming, I have money sitting left over, you can try that in a new spot. But start with what works. I think about it like in areas of impact too. So for marketing, it all starts with you and your product. And if you and your product are doing a really good job, marketing gets really easy. And if you're not, marketing gets really hard. If you're dropping the ball and people come in to pick up their food or do business with you, it's really, really hard to market past that. So marketing efforts start there with making sure you have a quality offering at the middle. Then it's your inner circle. So your favorite customers, how well do they know your messaging and your unique selling proposition and what you do so they can send in referrals? They're your best source. Then there's this outer circle, which is the people that you know that you're into at networking events that know who you are, but they're not really your biggest fans. How well do they know your messaging? And then as you move further out, it's the brand new people you never talked to before. The closer to the circle, the more actual everything you do affects the results, the more ROI positive it is. And the farther out, the more you're kind of looking for a moonshot. So if you're right now, signing a brand new customer is really, really hard, but keeping your current customers happy or getting a referral is magnitudes easier. And so it's a time for retention and focusing on your customer base, nurturing a list of people you have contact with right now. And if you have leftover, if you have allocated resources you can spend other ways, it's a great time to experiment in some new ways, but start there on stuff that you know is going to work. Don't scratch a lottery ticket right now.
Retainment, I think, is going to be key. And I think, we look at a lot of your clientele we mentioned they may not be able to come back in. And so you do have to fill that slot. But if you have the clientele that's going to be coming back in and retaining them and making sure they're coming back, send out coupons if you need to. How do I get you back in? Marketing if you're going to maintain your curbside service or delivery options. Marketing that you have different methods to utilize your services. We're going to work with you as a client to make sure that we can effectively and that goes for life insurance agents, that goes for realtors, here's how we're operating. It's going to be a lot of marketing on how are we operating to continue serving our existing clientele. Because if they don't know, they can't use your services. And that's the bottom line.
A list of your current customers and how to contact them is so important right now. You have an actual excuse to do it. It's not some baloney newsletter. You actually have things to tell them. And like Mary said, if they don't even know that, hey, we're open again, hey, we have curbside, hey, you can interact with us in this way, then they can't even give you money if they wanted to. They can just assume that they can't do that. And that's the lowest hanging fruit. An email to all your customer base. I think after this, every business that hasn't been doing a job of keeping a list of their current clients, that should be one of their focuses as we recover is how can I directly reach all of my people? Is just a Facebook post good enough, or do I need more direct methods to be able to increase business if I have to make it through this week or this next week or whatever?
And I think this is something I'm personally is struggling with myself, is on the marketing side myself, because that's something I never overcome yet myself. So I'm working with a marketing consultant myself, and they're teaching me the ranks, if that makes sense, how to do this, because this is something I just never accomplished.
Everybody has strengths and everybody has weaknesses. And as business owners, we may try to take it on all ourselves, but it's okay to let things go when you have a weakness and hire someone in to do that.